This is Providence Television International, the game changer. Stand by for the next program.
Good morning and welcome to the newspaper analysis segment of the morning drive on Providence Television International. My name is Ugbebo Ikikwa, and with me in the studio is Dr. Emmanuel Egariva. You're welcome.
Yes, as usual, I want to say good morning to all our viewers at home and abroad. Thank you.
Well, we'll be moving straight to the Daily Independent newspaper, where we have on the front page, Tinubu correcting missteps of the past, repositioning Nigeria. This is coming from the federal government. Riders to that effect. Tinubu seeks Nigerians' understanding over economic hardship, says hardship occasioned by unavoidable policy choices. From your point of view, sir, are there unavoidable policy choices?
Well, I think so. There's always the issue when it comes to policy decisions, okay? And the people have to come first. I don't think Nigerians have to go through extreme hardship for us to get out of the woods. And I think that's what the president is trying to explain. I believe that, yes, there have been a few missteps of the past, but we just can't be looking backwards. We need to look forward. Mistakes of the past, yes, they've been made, but we have to look ahead to see if those missteps, according to the federal government, can be done away with, for example. And I believe they can, if the right policy decisions are made. I have said it repeatedly on this station that the pricing of fuel remains the key issue. If we take the price down a little bit, considerably lower than what it is now, we won't have problems. But again, the issue of hubris, and which is very common with most policymakers, that has been on the front burner. But I believe that, yes, after October 1st, we have been told that the price of fuel will come down considerably. We're looking forward to that. Dangote has said that much. So I believe that things can still get better.
Looking at this issue, 6 Nigerians understanding over economic hardship. There's so much cry about the hardship, and you're still saying that people should understand. Meanwhile, some individuals, a select few, earn about 21 million naira monthly.
I think there's a contradiction in this whole issue. If you are, and I'm happy that somebody like Cardinal Onoyekon has said this very clearly, that you cannot be talking about people tightening their belts and a few people are living fat on the sweat of the populace. It's a contradiction. Now, if you want people to understand, you want people to also continue to tighten their belts, the lifestyle of our policymakers must also change. And I'm talking about the political elite. Their lifestyle must change. Right now, most Nigerians are not too comfortable with the lifestyle of some of our leaders. And I think that is very important. The two must come together. There must be a lot of empathy on the side of our leaders to show that they are in sync with the sufferings, the hardship, and the agony of the populace. They must share in their pains. I mean, that's what leadership is all about. And I think I wrote something like this in my book on leadership, which sold out 1 month after it was launched. Okay. That leadership must connect properly with the followership. That is missing in this country. In fact, in most African countries, it's missing. So you must empathize. You must be on the same page with the followers and the people that are being led. If that one is absent, then there is a gulf in between. And the people are very conscious of that. So, well, I said something yesterday that why must we have 46 ministers to even start with? Okay. And it's a big drain on the purse of the federal government, a very big drain. Must we have 46? We can have maybe 30 ministers. The same thing with the states.
Okay. The number of commissioners.
Yes, a whole horde of commissioners with their personal assistants, personal advisors, and all sorts of people. But I think this should change invariably, because the economy is not too agreeable at the moment. So there must be signs that the federal government is on the same page with the people. If there is pain, agonizing pain, the federal government should realize that the people are suffering and their lifestyle the lifestyle of operatives at that level must also change.
All right. Still on the front page of the Daily Independence, we have a second story. There, reps ask federal government to allow marketers lift PMS directly from Dangote.
Well, I'm surprised. Dangote was not too emphatic on this because obviously he said that PMS is being lifted now from that facility in Lagos. But we realize now that it's only the NNPC that is lifting. And the independent marketers are saying, look, we don't want to buy directly from NNPC.
Yes.
Let us go direct to the source. I mean, I don't know what is difficult about that. Okay? There are many underpinnings as far as this issue is concerned, and there are suspicions, here and there. But we must remove the opaque nature of what is going on now. It's very opaque. So let us see through, all right? And one of the ways by which it can happen is for the independent marketers to also have access to the place. In any case, Dangote has said that he has the capacity to give us fuel 2 times over.
Yes.
Yes, the demand is not as much as he can supply. Yes, the demand is far lower than what he can supply. In fact, he has even said that he has the capacity to supply other African countries. So we are lucky with that. I used to think that Dangote will not be able to meet the demands of the entire country. But he has said openly, I mean, he's the owner of the business. He has said quite openly and quite emphatically that he can. And I think he can. He's not the kind of man who can blab. So we need to believe him. NNPC is buying from Dangote, a private entrepreneur. And yet they cannot fix 4 refineries. That's the irony in this whole thing. They cannot fix 4 refineries. I will even be happy to see that there are 3, 4 more Dangotes, spread all over the place. Give out the licenses, let people do it. Exactly. And this is the time. Around the world, we now talk about smaller units. For instance, modular refineries that are mobile. You can move them from one place to the other. Look at the whole of the Delta area now. If we have enough modular refineries there, we should be able to have more than enough anyway. More than enough, the prices will come down. But as I said, October 1st, Dangote himself has said that from there on, the price will come down. Let's hope that it comes down considerably.
All right. Let us move down to the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. On the front page, Daily Trust newspaper, hardship. Tinubu orders low-key 64th independence celebration.
This is overstretching the issue. I mean, why must we even have a high-stake celebration? No, that would be contradictory. So it's begging the question, really. I mean, we don't need to even talk about it. Natural expectation is that this must be low-key. I don't expect that we should, and in any case, it's not a milestone event. It's only 64. It's not 60, it's not 70. So why must we celebrate in the first place? Why must we even celebrate in a loud manner? It can be low-key. Okay, I support it. Yes, I support it. Why must we have this highfalutin kind of thing? But it's not just with the federal government. It must go across, even the states. Yes, even with private individuals. People should just, rather than say, okay, we want to celebrate, let us go into the inner recesses of our consciousness and let us realize that Nigeria ought to have been somewhere else. This is not where Nigeria should be. So let us use this occasion of the independence anniversary to recoil and go into the inner recesses of our consciousness and tell ourselves that, look, Nigeria ought to be greater than this. Yes, we are not there. We are not there yet. A lot of African countries have taken over completely, and that's what I was saying yesterday, that we need a lot of catching up to do. A lot of catching up. By way of economy, by way of human resources, by way of infrastructure. Yes, a lot of catching up to do. Small African country. I mean, look at Burkina Faso. Look at what the young man is doing there. All over the place. Exactly. So we need to connect properly with reality, present reality on the ground. Yes.
I really agree with you. Some time ago, I actually had to check the exchange rate between Nigeria and some African countries. I wouldn't want to go there.
No, but that's part of the economy. The CFA now, I mean, the CFA is stronger.
It's stronger.
It's stronger.
It
Even
is.
the city in Ghana is more stronger than the Naira.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, the index has shown that Nigeria has one of the weakest currencies in Africa.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's the reality, and we can't run away from it. So, and that's part of the problem. And I hope that President Tinubu will do well to change the operatives and Minister of Finance. If you change the minister, what are the directors? You can reject the whole thing.
Exactly.
All right? So, and finance is the issue. That it controls the economy. No, if we don't have a good head at the Minister of Finance, we're back to where we were.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, we'll move on. Still on the front page of the Daily Trust, flood displaces 82 communities in Niger State.
What did you expect? I have said it repeatedly, that dam issue will spread.
Yes.
And it has spread. My worry now is if the water level rises beyond what it's supposed to be, the deluge will spread to Kogi State.
It's rising.
It's rising steadily.
Steadily.
Okay.
Steadily. As at 2 days ago, it was 9.2 against the supposed 5 meters.
So it has risen.
It has.
Meaning that we should expect a deluge. Kogi is very close to Niger.
Yes, yes.
And that's where you have the confluence. In Lokoja, for example, you have the confluence. The River Niger and the River Benue, they meet there. So there will be a whole lot of water.
Yes.
Kogi State. And I told you about what happened a few years ago. Incidentally, I was traveling from Abuja back to Benin. We had to go back. Because we couldn't.
Exactly.
For 2 weeks, that road, that expressway was flooded.
Exactly.
Even trailers could not pass. I hope we don't go through that kind of situation anymore. I mean, because it was just a terrible tragedy. You know, houses were washed away.
Yes.
You know, and the bridge was being threatened. So it couldn't, I mean, we were just lucky that it couldn't collapse. But shortly after that, there was renovation work going on. So I knew that must have been the after effect of what happened. The whole of that stretch was flooded. No vehicle could pass. So we just pray that there is no repeat.
Repeat of what happened. We'll now move down to the front page of the Punch newspapers. 70,000 naira minimum wage. Federal government begins payment. Salaries rise to 4 trillion naira. NLC, TUC, Lord Federal Government.
They are loading the federal government. Now, I hope they don't come back to say that, no, the after effect, 70,000. We want to add a few more things to make life more comfortable. In any case, I have always said it, and many people have said it. What is the position of people who are not working for government?
Working for government, exactly.
Yes. What's the position of people who are self-employed? Would they not partake in the general commonwealth, the patrimony of this country? Sometimes we tend to forget them. Not sometimes, nearly always. We forget them. And that is what people are blaming the NLC for. When you are fighting for workers, public workers, public servants, civil servants, who occupy just a small percentage, I think about between 5 and 10%. What of the others? What of the others? It has very terrible spiral effect, all right, particularly for SMEs, who employ the greatest number of people in this country. Nothing is being said about them, and yet we all go to the same market. So I think that we must create opportunities for them to also connect properly.
All right. The program remains the newspaper analysis on the Morning Drive, Providence Television International. Don't go away as we take this break.
This is Providence Television International, the toast of today's television viewers. Don't be left out.
So staying tuned. If you are just joining in, the program remains the Morning Drive, and this is the newspaper analysis segment. We're moving down now to the front page of the Leadership Friday, and there we have ahead of October 1st, Tinubu's ministers struggle to defend reforms, says they will make Nigeria an economic superpower.
on the eve of the independence anniversary, when the president is already thinking of changing. Why is it now? It's an afterthought, I should think.
Okay.
Afterthought because they've been part of the team right from the beginning. At this point in time, they are thinking of reforms when they should have been thinking of reforms right from the beginning. All right. So it's an attitudinal problem, and I don't think it's the right thing to say at this point in time. Well, let's hope that the reforms that they are talking about will be carried out by some other people, not they themselves. Because a lot of the ministers have disappointed Nigerians. Fingers are being pointed at them. And we can talk about infrastructure, can talk about power. Electricity has not improved one bit. Yeah, that's part, and it should occupy the front burner as far as reforms are concerned.
Yes.
The economy is there, okay? And so many others. Education, and all of that. So it should be a total refurbishment of the system. And I hope that the president will do according to what he has promised, that he's going to rejig the whole system. Not minding whose ox is God. This is not the time to look at faces. It's not the time to look at past friendships. Just do things without sentiments. Those who have not performed should be shown the way out.
Yes. We also then, you would have noticed me nodding. On the program later today, Thoughts and Visions of Dr. Emmanuel Agariba, we'll be discussing removing sentiments from governance. On this note, I want to say thanks for coming to the program, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
So please stay tuned as the interview segment comes up shortly.